seeking to create their own TikTok up dropshipping store, and trying to figure out all the dynamics, trying to figure out all those other bells and whistles that will make it really easy for you. Once you figure out all those bells and whistles, guys, it's gonna be super easy for you to take the next step. So I see kind of don't have the direction for, like, many of them are just missing direction for where to start, how to build your own pet TikTok shop store, or how do you take this to the next drop shipping model, how do you do this scale, how do you do this, just how do you even start? Those are the questions I'm commonly getting from many moms over 40, and some of those questions I cover, but I also cover some cheat codes that will help you accelerate your chances of making money. So I'm going to talk about some of those cheat codes that many moms over 40 can take right away to help them grow their actual brand and their how should I say that, personal brand. So in my case, my personal brand is like, okay, let me start off again. If you wanted to build something unique, if you wanted to build your own pet shop store, you want to make sure that whatever the products you pick is one thing. Sure, it's got to be viral. Sure, you already know all those elements, but I wanted to give you the cheat code for like how to truly get faster ahead of multiple kind of competitors. If you choose this path, because essentially here's a couple of paths that you could take in order for you to make money. You could start off TikTok shop seller. Sure, you already kind of know partially how to pull this off just by looking at some of my videos. But the other path that you could take is you could do small testing. You could do small testing of your Amazon. And of course, everybody talks about it. Like, oh, create your Amazon listing, and that's going to be a very good test for you. So this is a cheat code. Here's how you guys do it. And because I know there's a lot of gurus out there who are just saying, hey, like, yeah, you got to do all those things, all those, like, create all those different socials. And next thing you know, you look at all those videos and you cook. So I'm going to give you an easier path if you're mom over 40. So you just take this path, and I found it to be the most compatible path for moms over 40, specifically who want to build their own pet shop or any other kind of business, but for the practical purposes and the ease of use. I'm just going to give you an example of pet shop that I'm building, so this way you can kind of understand the steps that I'm taking. And of course, um, hello everybody, hello. So Elise Owens, hello. Yeah, thank you guys for joining. I'm actually getting myself a bagel, and I figured I'd just take you guys with me and give you some cheat codes. Woohoo! Cheat codes for starting your own pet shop, whether you want it to be online or brick and mortar. Well, brick and mortar I haven't fully covered yet, but for now I'm just going to cover online part. So guys, look, there's a lot of gurus out there that tells you like different kind of things, like, hey, you got to find a viral product, you have to sell it on TikTok, you have to sell it on Amazon, you have to sell it on Shopify, you have to do all this, and the next thing you know, you look at all those things, and you be like, damn, I can't do any of that. I just don't have time to be doing all that. It's too much. That's basically the realization. So how am I? My name is Ron Wells. I'm a former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, full stack cybersecurity and cloud engineer, and I focus in helping moms over 40 build their own brands, their own TikTok shops, their own pet stores, connect them with other UGC creators, and also help them become the UGC creators who can earn extra income. And moms love the content. They enjoy it because what I do is I filter out all the noise and I just give like practical steps that moms over 40 can execute right away without feeling overwhelmed. There's just so much info. If you start looking at on YouTube, guys, your brain is like totally gonna get cooked. So, guys, look, I'm gonna give you a few steps for building your own pet store. I'm gonna make it super easy. So, the first most important part after you validate the like basic kind of conversation. So after you talk to your supplier, after you get your product, I'm just gonna make some assumptions. I'm gonna make some assumptions, guys. I'm gonna make an assumption that you are that you have already found a viral product. I'm gonna make an assumption that you already know the criteria for finding a viral product. I'm gonna make an assumption, if it's okay with you guys, that you already have some understanding about how to create content for TikTok. And if it's okay with you guys, I'm also going to make an assumption that maybe, just maybe you were a TikTok shop affiliate at some point and just creating content for other brands. And if I made all of those assumptions correctly, then this is what the next steps you want to take in order to be more successful in building your own store, your pet store, and just making insane amount of money. One of my buddies is literally driving a Lambo now. He's only like 20 years old, guys. So another thing that I always tell to moms over 40 is don't be afraid to learn from the younger generation. And trust me, those guys spawn money. What I do, what my expertise is, I'm really good in just sniping people who are really good at making money and coming back to moms over 40 and making it extremely easy to understand and implement. So I recently came across an interesting strategy, and I wanted to talk about that strategy. And this strategy comes from multiple successful dropshippers who are like making insane amount of money. And I wanted to talk about some of those strategies and help you guys filtrate through them. So this way, you know which path to take. Because after all, if somebody tells you like, hey, build a pet shop, oh yeah, you're gonna be all good. Well, if you pick the wrong product with like electronics in it and just order it and try to get it sent to TikTok's fulfillment center, and you kind of didn't, you weren't aware of certain paperwork and documents that you need to provide, then you're going to be so cooked. They're going to literally just take all your shipment, send it back, and then it's an easy way to destroy all of your margins, guys. And I see a lot of moms over 40 kind of watching those gurus and and they never understand some of those complexities and kind of pick either really complicated product or just the type of product that is just not going to have any chance to sell at all on TikTok because it just doesn't have that instant factor. It doesn't have virality. It doesn't in some cases it doesn't even have the margin factors. So I see some of those moms, they struggle big time. I'm not even talking about figuring out what like shop to build. I'm talking about literally figuring out what to do. The first step at all. So this is what I'm kind of seeing, guys, and I wanted to make it super easy for you. So this way, by the end of this workshop, you're gonna have the clear direction for what to do, how to build your store, your pet store, and heck, in the process, make some money. And of course, guys, I'm gonna give you like the cheat code that many moms over 40 rarely even heard of. This cheat code is just absolutely gate kept. I only discovered this like yesterday. I don't know why I didn't talk about. I don't know why I didn't discover this before that. Maybe I did subconsciously discover this cheat code, but way before. But it never really resonated with me until now because that's just how the brain works. You're gonna learn all those different models, guys, for how to spawn money with TikTok Shop dropshipping and other variations of Amazon and Shopify. Certain strategies they're just gonna kind of come in through one ear and come out on another ear and never register. But this one actually did register. What caught me off guard was the fact that the person who was teaching this strategy, now granted, the person who was teaching it wasn't really like a pet shop owner. But for me, it really didn't matter because the greatest ideas comes from not the same people in the same niche, but rather the opposite niches. And when you introduce some of those ideas from the opposite niches into your niche, that's when you tap into the skill of called polarization. And this is where the magic happens. This is where you get the biggest impact. So I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more. And thank you guys. Hello everybody. And thank you guys. Thank you for joining and allocating a little bit of your time. My name is Ron Wells, and I wanted to help moms over 40 learn how to build their own pet shop. If you're a mom over 40 and you're interested in learning how to pull this off on your own terms, on your own schedule, without feeling like a process prisoner, without feeling overwhelmed, by so much information on the internet, and simply follow those steps. And once you follow those steps, you're going to be so happy. You're going to come back to me. You're going to be like, oh my God, I never heard anybody explain information so easy, in such an easy way for me to understand and get motivated and encouraged to take action. I just never met anybody. This is this is exactly the feeling you're gonna get after listening to this workshop, guys. I promise you. I promise you guys gonna love it. But look, I'm gonna sometimes I go fast, and if it's okay with you guys, stop me if I'm going way too fast, because what's happening is I'm watching all of those different coaches out there, right, and kind of filtrating everything that matters most for moms over 40. And sometimes when I'm switching from one coach to another, I may find really spicy cheat code of some sort that may be just way over your head. And when that happens, many moms over 40, they get confused and they be like, oh, I don't know if I should use this. Well, if you hyper focus on this cheat code alone, I promise you, you're going to be able to test your product and literally scale it. Some moms that I've seen after 6 months of doing this, literally following this trick, are generating insane amount of money. I'm even afraid to give you the number, guys. How insane amount of money. When I saw that, I was like, man, it can't be that easy. Now, of course, keep something in mind. Building business is hard, but being broke is harder. So pay close attention, guys, to the trick, because this trick is fire. So let's say you got a bunch of products, right? So you got a bunch of products. You already know how to do that. You already know how to find viral products from China. You know already how not to get scammed in the process. So imagine you already have the viral product, right? And it's just a matter of you getting that product sold, right? So how do you do this, right? This is the biggest part that many people are not told. So what you got to do, you want to try this, and I'm going to give that to you guys, this tip only to you moms over 40, because I see a lot of moms over 40, they take some course, they start, and they don't make any sales. They get discouraged, and they never retry, right? So this trick is so amazing, but it does follow into this. As you guys know, I follow the feudal system framework. My framework states the following: you must reflect, you must learn, you must execute, you must mentor, and you must squash atomic habits as you do so across multiple platforms, right? So that's my feudal system framework that I follow, and this was a very successful framework that I follow. And this framework ties directly into what I'm about to tell you next, but only if you pay close attention for what you got to do. And then after listening to this, you're gonna be like, well, okay, Rome, but oh my God, I want to do this. And then the next path is going to open up for you in your brain. That's how neural pathways work in your brain. But if you don't listen to this part, you may literally just start building this pet shop and not make any money because you took the wrong path, and then you just quit and you don't ever discover how all those people make money. So if you want to pay close attention, here's what you got to do. The most important step for you. This is the cheat code, guys. This is the cheat code. Do you want to validate your product, that product, on Amazon first, and do the following? Ready, guys? Why Amazon? There's 50% of e-commerce people going through Amazon. Meaning, if you just build your own store, you're only going to have 2% of people that are ever going to visit that store. But if you start off your TikTok shop dropshipping pet business validation through Amazon first as a first step, then what's going to happen is you're going to quickly see right away if your product is being sold. And but the problem is when you list it on Amazon, you need to do certain steps for other people to buy that product. If you don't follow those steps, I promise you guys, you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to overcome this hurdle. So the step is, once you get the product from China, once you have your supplier pack them and introduce all sorts of bells and whistles in it, making it all spicy, include the bundle, put the QR code for TikTok fulfillment center for Amazon, then the rest thing what you want to do, guys, is, you guys ready? You wanted to provide free products for people to buy on Amazon in exchange for giving them a refund back. Okay, guys? So this is a trick. You want to introduce this, but you don't want to do this directly on Amazon. You want to create a store on Amazon. You want to show what you're showing on Amazon, but then what you want to do, you want to do meta ads, and then you want to show your offer that you're giving out for free the product, but only if you provide a review, and only if you are gonna, and they're gonna get the refund back. That's how it works, guys. Okay. So now, why does it matter? Because the way it works is Amazon going to quickly see that your metrics, sales metrics, going up, and this is a somewhat of a gray hat tactic. You use that only to validate the product to get the initial traction going, and then after that, guess what? Um, you provide the refund. So basically, the person has to use the product, do a review, and then you provide a refund. This practice was shut down just few years ago. This practice was popular about 4 years ago, but right now, guys, what this practice has not been taught to anybody. It's been quickly forgotten. It's not been taught to anybody in the world of TikTok Shop. So this was something widely used on Amazon, but not heavily used on TikTok Shop. If you use this for TikTok Shop, the same thing where you offer somebody a product and give them a refund, then congratulations. If you do this, you will be able to increase that metric, and then essentially both Amazon and TikTok is going to be pushing your product a gazillion times faster. The reason why you want to do it through TikTok Fulfillment Center natively is because it increases the TikTok algorithm prefers native shipment, because essentially it looks when you ship everything to TikTok Fulfillment Center, it's just a lot easier, 2 to 5 day shipping, that kind of thing. If you do it through China, directly from China, you're just going to get quickly banned and lose a lot of money if you try to, because they will force you to refund everything, and then you cook pretty much. That's basically the gist of it. So this is the secret, guys. The secret is so powerful. It can help moms over 40 gain immediate confidence. It's going to be like a drug. It's going to be sort of like a drug, like a pill. Because I see so many moms over 40 getting so cooked when they're trying to when they go through all of those phases of even just discovering what pet product to pick. They just get so hyper focused on a pet product to pick that they forget about all those other nuances, and then they just get smoked completely by competitors, and simply because they end up shipping something and it just ended up getting returned back. So to avoid that, guys, I'm going to give you a quick cheat code for how you can validate your product, so this way you don't feel discouraged, because that's the reason actually 99% of moms over 40 fail with TikTok Shop dropshipping, because they simply just build their site, don't see any sales, give up, but they never actually recognize major statistics for that you want to do this through a platform that gives you a lot of traffic, which is Amazon, and of course the Amazon is going to be really good and rewarding you. So the Amazon is going to be that pre-test for you guys. The Amazon is what you're going to be using, guys. Like literally, if you don't want to get cooked, definitely got to use Amazon, guys, for your pre-test. Then after that, you get the just ship everything to TikTok Fulfillment Center, but use some suppliers in the mix. And definitely you don't want to get scammed by your suppliers, guys. Like suppliers will totally scam you if you don't end up telling them yo, you gotta add a QR code for TikTok Fulfillment Center and for Amazon Fulfillment Center in China versus in America, because the labor costs in America they're just gonna squeeze your margins so much, guys. You're gonna be so cooked. But look, here's the thing. This is just insane. A lot of moms over 40, they just pick that model. They know, yes, there's other moms over 40 ghosts are just spawning money, but some other moms who see other moms spawn money, they're really skeptical. They kind of look at this and be like, well, I don't know. I don't know how to build my own pet shop. I don't know how to do this, and there's so many different coaches. How do I do this? So all you got to do, you use this cheat code, guys. When you go live with your product, I'm just gonna assume I'm just gonna assume, guys, that you already found the viral product. If not, then damn, I don't want you to get cooked. Watch my other watch my other YouTube video for how to find a viral product, and combine those there's certain characteristics. I'm not going to talk about too much of those characteristics, but there's certain criteria that you want to follow to pick the viral product from a proving framework that works. I mimic that from one of the 20-year-old side hustlers who literally just got a Lambo, one of my buddies. doing nothing but just this, guys. So anyway, check this out. Look, most important part, guys. Once you do the validation for Amazon, right? Essentially, you want to do quick validation for Amazon and eBay. So effectively, you just gotta ship a bunch of products from China to yourself for extra verification. Always send a batch of products to yourself for extra quality of assurance. So this way you have double quality assurance in both in China and in U.S. Like I live in a small city of Connecticut in Stamford. What I do is I tell them, yo, send some products to my to my house real quick. That gives me an opportunity to take those products and send them to, who do you call it? The UGC creators, right? The UGC creators, they're those creatures, those guys not going to even talk to you if you don't execute certain steps correctly, guys. Without UGC creators, there's like literally zero chance of being able to sell anything. But if you start using those UGC creator micro influencers, it's just going to be, you're just going to be so well off, because those guys, they have their own kind of like followers, etc. So use them, and in the process, you spawn more leads and make more sales. But definitely do that validation on Amazon. Now, keep something in mind. If you don't want to do this Amazon validation, you can do it other way to do validation. The only reason why you guys doing this validation is because, like, if you don't do this validation, you will just kind of quickly quit and never kind of find the real reason for you to do this. And that's what happens with many moms over 40. And yeah, that's what you guys gotta do. There's other mechanics that you gotta do on shop, on the Amazon shop itself. I'm gonna probably talk about those mechanics. I'll create another video real quick, but first I'm gonna get a coffee. And yeah, guys, I'll see you next time. And if you guys are interested in learning this more, I do have a Discord and I do have a community. I DM the word path on my Insta. The community is where we have close to 100,000 side hustlers and many moms over 40 and many other coaches that will help you learn how to build your own business, etc. So jump into it, DM the word path on my Insta if you wanted to start with that. My subscription is only $14.99 per month, and the rest is just smooth sailing. Once you get access to it, you get access to a bunch of guides, to full simple steps. You just follow those guides, and so this way you don't get cooked. As it goes for me, guys, I'm gonna get some food real quick. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful weather, right? So it's a beautiful. I like this weather. From time to time, I like to get some donuts. Just kidding. I like to get a. That's my favorite, guys. Cranberry muffin and some coffee. I get it quick, and then I come back. I do some thread stacking. Maybe go to the beach, create some opportunities for you guys. That's how I roll, guys. That's how I roll. So anyway, if you want to learn more, guys, rewatch this from the beginning. Otherwise, trust me, it's just not going to make any sense unless you rewatch this from the beginning, guys. Anyway, I'll see you next time, guys.